Yo, what up guys, so in today's video what I want to do is basically how you can manipulate cookies and how you can decode them and encode them again and basically exploit weak cookie algorithms for your basically benefit, and how you can log in as basically any user as long as you sort of have the correct cookies and the correct username and the correct information. So today what we're going to be doing is exploiting JSON web token, which is a very insecure and a very shit, I would say, securement of a website, securing the website. So as you can see, we have a website, and what we're going to do now is log in. Now, once you log in to the website, you get a cookie. And basically how you get the cookie is just go to right click, inspect. And by the way, these are the developer tools. These are not installed on Kali or anywhere in the system. This is installed on every single system in the world. At least they should be on the browsers. You should have access to this. Developer tools are very strong. People really I underestimate as well. Again, I underestimated developer tools, but developer tools are very strong, not just for cookies, but for basically anything. You can look through the source code, right? Because sometimes you can find out, for example, what sort of a API is using, or sort of what modules are using the website, or sort of what is programmed in. There's a lot of information you can find. You can basically find anything you need. You might also find some commented information which is not available in the source code, right? There's a lot of stuff you can find through just looking through the source code or looking through the inspect, and then you may find some network, for example, not right now, but if I was to refresh, we get them some HTTP traffic. As you can see, it says the method and it says status. That's why it's also pretty good to know the statuses. And it says, as you can see, this is a HTTP header that we have found. There's nothing here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to decode the cookie right now. So if you go to inspect and you go to storage, it'll be the same on Chrome, because this is a Mozilla I'm using because I'm on Kali, right? So if you go to, I believe it's inspect, application, local storage, and there should be cookies there. And you should get something called, now this might not be the same on your website, but it is good to know how cookies are basically stored and how you can decode them. Now this might not be a case for every single website in the world, because this would be basically too easy, right? Plus it's not secure. But it is a Owasp top 10 2021, which means this is a big vulnerability, and a lot of websites have been using. And Owasp is something that is the common error, right? A common vulnerability, which means, as I said, it's a very common mistake that people have been using. So you might still find another website that is using a JWT session, which then you can decode, right? So let me just actually show you. So now, if you go to storage in JWT session, cookies as well, if you have this, now this doesn't mean anything to us, it doesn't mean anything to me, right? But if you copy this, just click on it, double click, Control C or copy whatever you want. And if you go to Burp Suite, now I'm going to use Burp Suite because you can use a website decode 64. This is encoded in base 64, right? So if you decode this in base 64, and let's go text, as you can see, we have some information. And I think you already can see the vulnerability which is here, because if it says username guessed and we just change the username, it will maybe give us a result what we want. However, we need to basically, it's easy, but I just need to basically take you through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and explain. So basically, as you can see, this is a free part token. How this is, if you go to the web, if you go into the internet as well, if you want to learn a bit more, if you type JSON web token structure, or you just take some information of any website, the first one should be the best. If not, then just look for some hacking websites, whatever website you find. And as you can see, as I said, this is a free structure. So if you can see here closely, I should zoom in on the video. It's a free structure. So this is the first structure, second structure, and to the dot, it's a third structure. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing the fourth structure, which is the signature structure. And we're going to be changing the payload structure and the header structure. So this is the header, this is the payload here, and this is the signature. And in a second, I'm going to show you. I might use the website because I think it's a bit easier actually. Yeah, I think I'll use the website. Let's use something else. So let's use decode 64. Now the website I usually use is this one. You can possibly use any of these ones, but I like to use base64 this website because it gives me a direct output. So what we're gonna do is do this. What we're gonna do is split this cookie into 3. So we're gonna copy this whole cookie. We're gonna go to Notepad and we're gonna go basically, I'll make this a bit bigger. Like this a bit bigger, just so the whole cookie fits on the screen. There we go. So what we're gonna do is remove the last section to the dot, to the full stop, sorry, right? So now we have a 2 structure cookie. If you take the second part, Control C, and you go to base64, and make sure there's 2 options, decode and encode. You'll be using both today. Let me just make this bigger as well. If you go here and you just paste the cookie and you press decode, you're gonna get some information. So we have username, which is guessed, and expiry, which is the expiry of the cookie. Now we're not interested in this, we're interested in this. So if you just change the structure to admin, right? You should usually try admin or some other usernames. You might find a username on the website, right? And if you just copy this again and you go to encode it again, you get this base64. Get this base64, put it in, change this for that. Let me just change it and take the first section, right? You might actually just remove this. Sometimes you might have to remove the equal marks. Sometimes you will not. It's really hit or miss, I would say. And let me just, I usually remove them and it still works, so it should make a big issue for you. Right, so if you take this cookie, just go to the second part. Now, what you have to do for this case is you have to remove the algorithm. This is an encryption algorithm, right? And tip means type of JWT, which is a JWT token. So if you just remove this and just put none, right? If you just take this and decode it again, just take this, copy it here. Just take this, take the form, the cookie, go back to the website, paste it in. Now you will have to refresh the website. Yeah, so I did a little mistake here. What you have to do is put a dot at the end. Now, yes, as you can see, it's very, very easy to do this. It's just basically changing cookies and changing values, and that's it. Now, as I said, you might not get this easy. The next website you go on and try to hack into it, you might not get this easy, but you should. This is something you should be aware of, that you can easily change cookies. If it's obviously not encrypted, what you might have is also cookies might be encrypted by couple, basically base64 might be encrypted by a different algorithm, which makes it harder. But this is just something you need to be aware of, obviously, when you're doing Python testing, whatever you're trying to do, that this can be insecure, and some websites do still use JSON Web Token. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you can leave a like, subscribe, comment, check out my socials, check out my playlist. You will definitely learn something new. And I hope I'll see you next video, guys. Thank you guys for watching.